Hi, I'm Chuck with IWS Sales. This is my son, Ben. Say hi, Ben.
Hey guys, good to see you.
We're really excited today, as always, to bring you a new video, but today more than others because I'm going to work with Ben. You know, we're really passionate about cars, racing, trailers. This is the lifestyle we like to live. And Ben says, you know, Dad, I think we've developed the best trailer in the world with our new Signature Series line. And I said, well, I think we should, let's go prove it, right? A lot of people need to back up what they say. And here we're going to bare our soul and share everything we know about this trailer, why we designed it. This is exclusive to IWS. It's our Signature Series. My name's on it, Ben's name's on it, and our family name is on this trailer. And, you know, there I go. I once heard from a speaker, he gave me great advice. He says, have a short intro, a short outro, and keep everything in the middle as short as you possibly can. And I'm kind of blowing that, but we're really passionate about this trailer. And I believe if you stick with us, we're going to show you how to tie down some cars. And you see why this trailer, why we're making the claim that it's possibly the best car trailer on planet Earth right now. Ben?
Yeah, so want to tell you a little bit about what this is. This is a 2025 ATC ROM550 Car Hauler, and as my dad mentioned, it's a Signature Series trailer. So this is the best we can possibly get.
I just want to back you up. It's not an ATC Signature Series. It's an ATC trailer that has the IWS Signature Series upgrades.
Right, absolutely. And we only reserve that for the best of the best. And that's exactly what this trailer is. My dad and I, my family, we take cars all over. We have a car collection. A lot of our customers are really big into automobiles, and tying down a car can be very, very difficult. And so this trailer is years and years of well thought out. There's probably been, what, hundreds of cars that we've put into a trailer?
Right, but it's not just cars. I mean, my old Signature Series that we designed for me, which is just right around the shop here, how do you tie down an oxygen bottle if you got to go get a bottle of acetylene or oxygen? How do you tie down your four-wheeler? We constantly haul two, right?
Absolutely.
Or how do you tie down your motorcycle? Most of you guys are buying trailers with 4 tie downs in it. And I chuckle. I'm like, how do you even tie down a motorcycle, let alone 2 or 3?
Right.
And we have overcome that with our Signature Series line.
Yeah, 100%. So just talking a little bit about the key features on the exterior that are important to mention. This is a 24-foot trailer. This is our most popular size. This is going to fit most of anybody's cars that you need from a length perspective. Maybe the coolest thing about it is that we've ordered this with an extended roof height, a 7'6" interior height, 90-inch door, and then we ordered it with a wider door as well. So it's 96 inches, which is 6 inches wider than any other ATC trailer on the market.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about why that's critical when you're loading these cars, why you need that wider door.
Yeah.
We had a guy the other day that actually traded in his 6-month-old or 7-month-old trailer when he saw the wide doors because he's been hitting his mirrors. And
right.
We'll talk more when we get around there. But
yeah, 100%. And the reason we're standing on the passenger side is because we have this second escape door here. We have ordered this thing with 5 doors. We have the rear ramp door, we have 2 entry doors, and 2 premium escape doors. And that is really a huge part to what makes this trailer so special. And
but it's not a gimmick.
Right.
I can't imagine doing it any other way. Look, I'm just going to be candid with you. We had this car built 1969, all carbon fiber Dodge Daytona. It's been in Motor Trend. It's been Hot Rod Magazine. We won first place at the McCacken Car Show in Chicago. 2 years ago, we were invited to the Barrett-Jackson Cup, the top 50 cars in the United States. This is a very expensive, exotic car, right? So if you don't have escape doors, or you hire a transport company that doesn't, you know how they get in the car, Ben, right? They scoot down the sidewall.
Right.
And then they climb through the window. That's how it's getting done every day. And the advantage of these 2 side doors is there's no longer doing that. Plus it makes tying down easy.
Right.
And when you pull over on the side of the road, or no matter which event you're at, which way your trailer's parking, you always got a door for shade.
Right.
The 2 front doors make it awesome for tying down.
Yep.
To be able to reach it, to be able to open the door up on either side, reach in and tie down a vehicle.
Right.
And I can just go on and on.
Yeah.
It's just, this thing just, it's
well,
badass.
The other big advantage of having a door on this side is a lot of you, if you have a front engine car, a mid engine car, a rear engine car, you can park that either way for optimum towing, right? It doesn't matter if I back the car in or if I pull it in, I can get out either way.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I'm really not sure how people are hauling cars these days with 4 tie downs. Like, you know, we're going to tie down a motorcycle today. My wife's 67 Mustang, which has quite a bit of clearance in it.
Right.
And then you got this car that has about 4 inches of clearance underneath it. And then we're going to go to a full-size pickup.
Yeah.
That's why we made it as wide as we possibly could and as tall as we could.
Right.
And it's not even just that. If you just panned around, Tim, at one of our side-by-sides, you need 7'6" to get that thing in and out of.
Right. Yeah, we're some Idaho boys. So, I mean, all of us have, this one doesn't have it, of course, but light bars, you know, we have lifted vehicles, tires, like you want a really versatile trailer. We honestly believe most trailer manufacturers, their engineering team has never actually put something in the trailer.
I just had that talk. I talked with a guy that actually ran one of the largest snowmobile companies around, and he said he would give his engineers snowmobiles and say, go run them, and they would bring them back with no miles. You know, it's like, you got to get out and use these things. Even at 7'6", like to be able to haul a refrigerator, right? But here's the problem. Our first one, we went 8 foot, and I felt it was too tall. I felt getting into a lot of areas, like we were downtown Denver, your tree limbs and things like that. So we dropped it down 6 inches, and I feel like we really hit the sweet spot.
Yeah, especially a lot of you that are towing with a 3/4 ton or a 1 ton pickup. It's great for tongue weight. Like this is just like we said, this is just years of towing experience with a lot of premium cars. So I think we hit that on the head. I think now let's go ahead and do a full walk around of this thing and talk about some more of the features that it has.
Let's start up at the front, because this is something that I was pretty passionate about. And, you know, after becoming friends with Dwayne Yoder, the CEO of ATC, and a lot of the people there, we really had some discussions about things. And I was telling them that this hydraulic jack, so what we did is we had ATC take the large hydraulic jack, and we'll get under there and show you the size of this cylinder. I believe it's running a 3-inch bore cylinder on it.
Yeah, you use the same one on some of the bigger commercial trailers.
Yeah, the commercial trailers, the stackers, and we had it built in underneath the cabinet in here. So when it comes time to hook this thing up, I'm just push a button and it raises it. There's no more, you know, cranking or all of this. But a lot of people say, well, I have an electric jack. Yeah, well, it's about half as fast. And when you see the size of footprint this thing puts on the ground, I don't have to crawl under there and put a wood block underneath it. But more importantly, when I'm traveling down the road and I want to go out to eat, I can unhook my pickup fully loaded with a vehicle inside, and I don't have any concern of this thing.
Yeah.
Some of you, if you're on Slight Hill and you have an electric jack with a load, you've bent the jack, it's just worth every penny, and that's expensive.
Right.
I'm going to say that's probably a couple grand adder to this trailer.
Yeah.
Once you have it, you're probably going to hug me the next time you see me. It's that remarkable. And it's a second level of security. Padlock up here if you want. Take the key out of this switch.
100%.
You know, it's just all here for a purpose.
Right, absolutely. And then talking a little bit more about the stoutness of the ATC build, this is an all aluminum trailer. So it's they use extended triple tube tongue here. So this is a thicker tongue than you're going to see on a lot of competitors here. We can see the triple tube. What we love about ATC is they thought of everything here. We ordered this one with some storage solutions. This is a great spot to throw ratchet straps. We have some chocks here, blocks of wood, just added versatility integrated into the trailer. Great thought.
Yeah, and lumber, why get out and stumble all around? I just want to keep talking about this. They put a gas strut on it so that you're not standing this thing up, having it hit you in the head. Like everybody says that's where most marital fights start, right? Versus hooking up the trailer, and then you're sitting here and the roof is hitting you on top of the head.
Right, absolutely.
And a very, I love this hitch, this new Demco hitch. You can watch videos on that. It's pretty impressive. But some of the things, added things that we do here at IWS, so even the trailer breakaway, we install our own little clip on it, which is a really big clip. I've been using these for years. So we modify that up. So everybody that's running a emergency brake cable breakaway, and you should, there's really nowhere to hook it, right? So we give you this big clip ring to do it. We also change the length of the secondary attachment chains, because we know you don't need one that long sparking on the ground starting fires. We're gonna set it up the right way.
Yep, absolutely.
A couple other things to talk about on the front of this trailer is we have the diamond plate, which I really recommend to help with rock chips because it's inevitable. Here's your shore power on this thing, 220 50 amp.
Yep.
Excuse me.
50, yep.
It is 50 amp.
Right, yep. We put 50 amp on it because we also put a full-size air conditioner and heat pump on this unit, which I don't know many trailers that are a car hauler that come with that.
No, but when you're at that car show and it's 95 degrees outside, you're going to appreciate it.
Yeah. And speaking of car shows, like, it's really nice, especially on a hot day, or if you're at the racetrack, to be able to have water on board. So we've spec'd this thing with a 45-gallon freshwater tank.
Right, and the reason we did that initially, when I'm at a car show, maybe I don't want to run a big generator and run the upper air conditioner. So what I do is I have my little tiny Honda generator that's really quiet, the suitcase size, and I carry a portable swamp cooler, a Portacool. I can fill it up with water, run that in here, and I'm going to cool the entire trailer, and everybody's sitting out in front of us. And to have that extra water for that, just to be able to wash your hands. Right. You can wash down the trailer. It's just really a nice option. And again, these are just some of the things that just right here, the things that separate most trailer, tongue storage. I don't know of a single car enclosed trailer in the world that's running that big of jack on it. Right. It can be locked out, onboard water. And we haven't even got to the door yet. Right. That's why we're so excited about this trailer. And sure, we want to make money. We want to sell a bunch of these. Yeah. But we also feel a big obligation, or maybe a lot of pride in bringing something really kick-ass to the industry. Yep. And things that make people's life easier. Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead and show you the rest of the side of the trailer. I really want to take the lead on this one, Ben, because this is pretty awesome. And today is a perfect day, right? It's windy as heck out here. That's why we're wearing these dead cats around our neck. Okay, the door. They put a gas strut on the door. Those of you that have car trailers know what it's like to open the door and get about here and have the wind blow the door back shut on you. And I mean, this is God as my witness. Our original, well, we've had about 3 iterations of Signature Series car haulers. Nice of the garbage truck to dump right now. But I'm actually going to sell my trailer at the ATC event we're having next week, because I'm going to own this trailer. I'm that blown away by it. I'm upgrading again. And that's huge to me. I mean, to be able to open the door and not have it come back and whack on you. Yeah, and then some other features is we'll show you more inside, but we have the ATC LifeTrack system on this door here, and there's multiple attachments that you can put here. We put a couple strap hangers here, but well, my trash can, just like my race trailer, I have a trash can here. It's going to go right there on the LifeTrack. Right. But it's cool because you have all kinds of options. Yeah, right? Absolutely. Yep. And along with
some cool things about the door. We have a nice entry step.
Yeah, show the step coming out.
We have a nice step there that just goes in and out, so it makes this a lot easier transition. And then we have a grab handle here, and we've duplicated this on both sides of the trailers with both entry doors. So,
right, and then you people that are getting more mature like me, my wife isn't; she's still young,
right.
But as you mature, it seems like light becomes more important to you, right? So, Ben, you guys, I think, knocked it out of the park. LED light above the door, LED light strip in the awning, so when the awning comes out in the evening, you got light out there. 2 scene lights or area lights, and double this on the other side, except no awning on the other side.
No awning light.
But man, if you break down in the evening and you need to work on a tire or you need to do anything, to have lights over there, or just to be in an event, like a racing event, like earlier this year we were at an event and the spectators were coming and we flipped our lights on and people could see to get to the dang through the parking lot.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And we'll show you more about the backlights that we did on the trailer for the loading side, but we've also ordered it with extra marker lights. We want to have extra visibility when we're driving at night. Plus, we've also added a turn signal light.
And that's a Chuck thing. When you're driving down the road at night and you turn on your turn signals, you're always wondering, are they working, right?
Right.
And you can see this thing in your mirror, because a lot of people don't understand there is a trade-off when you add an awning. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but you do lose a little mirror space going down the side.
Totally.
And you can see that thing flashing at night.
Yeah, totally. We also added a rear docking light here. So when we're backing up, right, this is angled, so it'll shoot out. And then of course we have rear backlights as well. So this is just like the most lit up trailer on the universe.
Outlets right here, you got 110 outlets. So if you're plugged into your generator or shore power or the other one, you can plug in cell phones or radio or whatever you want out here.
Yep, want it to be a versatile workstation for you. This is LifeTrack that we mounted to the exterior as well, that you can mount multiple different attachments here, like a work table, so you can have a grill or something like that at the racetrack.
There's literally so many of them, we would have turned this into like a 5-hour video. So, but having the LifeTrack on the outside and the inside is pretty awesome to be able to move things around the trailer. Okay, Ben, so tell us about the axle rating.
Right, so these are 2 6,000-pound torsion axles. That's a premium axle. These are the best axles we can get our hands on from Dexter.
Right, but doesn't this have a 13.2 gross combined or gross vehicle weight rating?
Right, yeah, so with 2 6,000-pound axles and plus your tongue when you're hooked up, the full rating of the trailer is 13.2 GPW.
Right, okay. And the thing I wanted to explain to everybody is this has a 13,200-pound gross vehicle weight rating. So the manufacturer has said, this thing, if you put it on the scale with everything inside of it, one of these cars, it's designed to haul up to 13,200 pounds all day, every day. Brakes are rated for it, tires are rated for it, wheel bearings.
Yep.
So this one, we got it a little bit on the heavier side than our normal trailers, and that was a trade-off we took because we added insulation, roof-mounted air conditioner, extended height on it, wider rear door, and it's still pretty light. It comes in right at 7,000 pounds.
Right.
So you got 6,000 to 7,000 pounds, or around 6,000 to 6,500 pounds carrying capacity, which is more than adequate to handle any vehicle that you're going to handle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And personally, I like just a little more weight when I'm going empty down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And just important to say too, we can, if you want to do a custom trailer that you want a heavier set of axles, if you're going to haul like a tractor inside one, like for our Uncle Nick,
right,
we can make that happen too. But this is just a lot better ride. This is what most people are looking for.
Well, it's what we felt we needed to do to build the absolute best trailer for our customers.
Right.
Because our customers really demand and expect a lot.
Well, most competitors only spec these with a 3,500 or 5,200 pound axle.
Right.
So we say no.
These are full 16-inch tires on here. Yep. And these are actually load rating E. So
yeah,
we're going for a really, like the last thing I want to deal with when I'm going to a car event is a flat tire.
Yeah.
It is the last thing, or a bad wheel bearing. Like all of these things we're overcoming by going to a bigger axle.
Right, and on top of that, we said, ATC, you got to give us the best spec tire out there. This is the Maxxis load rated tire. These are the best trailer tires on the market, in our opinion, right now.
Yeah, and if you don't believe us, just go to your tire shop and say,
right.
How good is a Maxxis trailer tire, right? We pay extra for all of that.
I actually met with the Maxxis rep, and it was so important to them that this tire is readily available. So if we're in North Carolina and this trailer, if we get a flat and we need to replace it, you can find it at a Les Schwab or anywhere.
Well, and we do have a spare inside too.
Of course, yeah.
Let's keep moving here. Well, I suppose we should stop and talk about the escape door. Let's go ahead.
The magic door.
And open it up. So one great improvement on this is this lock. The older ones used to have, like in my trailer, and part of why I'm upgrading is I have aluminum bars that I would need to put in here, and it was a bit cumbersome. Let's also go ahead and just set this out.
So this is our removable fender. Right. And why is this so cool, Dad?
Well, it's an absolute necessity, and you'll see when we load these cars, so that the door of the car can swing right over the top of the tire, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And it also helps you for getting in and out of the vehicle. I like it out because when I'm at a car event, we're going to set our lawn chairs up here, and we're in the shade, and people come up and talk to us. A lot of people too even put a little table and use it as a concession.
Right.
It's just handy as all heck to have this.
Yeah, and multiple cars that we tie down, they're so wide and low, right? Performance vehicles. I can access my tie down points from here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've hit on that a couple times.
Let's while Tim stays there with the camera, let's go open the other side real quick, Ben. So a lot of people like, why do you need two? Look, you're going to see us a little bit later. You can reach in and get on a ratchet strap. You have accessibility there. But again, if I'm at a sporting event and we have to park this way, we can set our chairs in here, or set our chairs out here, and we're looking out this way.
So on top of that, that's why we did the two entry doors, which you had already hit on, Dad. But like, we have a pretty long nosed car that's going to get loaded in here.
Right, and I can stand right here and run the ratchet strap.
Right. So we have an enclosed car trailer, but with all these doors, we've really made it an open experience, right? It's like, it has the versatility of an open trailer.
Absolutely.
So this right here is our Salem vent. And we have two of these bad boys in here. And this is great for ventilating the inside of the trailer. And you can see it's a two-way system. So while we're going down the road, or if I'm hauling UTVs and there's a lot of gas smell inside, this really helps ventilate the trailer through. Love the Salem vents.
Okay, now we're here at the back. And Ben, I'm thinking, let's go ahead and close the door real quick, the ramp door here, so we can talk about this. Okay. So most, and even ATC standard car hauler with ramp doors and most other trailers are between 88 and 90 inches. ATC is 90 inches.
Right.
And we've custom ordered this 96 inches wide. And I think it's absolute paramount that you run a wide one. And we're going to show you in a minute. But before I close the door, I want to talk about the lighting. You want to tell a little bit about the lighting package?
Yeah, absolutely. We just talk about how important lighting is to us. We ordered these with extra stop, turn, and tail, and reverse lights. We've also added loading lights into the spoiler of the trailer. So at night when I'm loading it, I just have extra visibility.
And upper marker lights, because like coming from the towing industry.
Yeah. Right. And really quick, Dad, I did also want to talk about the height, just hammering that home one more time. ATC standard height is 84-inch door. So this is a 90-inch door, right?
Right, so, which you're going to need to load these bigger pickups or bigger UTVs.
Exactly.
So we're going to fold this little ramp extension down. Okay, why is having a wider door important? Well, in my opinion, the single most important thing is getting these lift support cables wider. Standard trailer, they would be about 3 inches to 4 inches in. So they're going to hover right here. So when you back out with a car, inevitably, you can't see this little cable. And so you ding your mirror on it. So getting this out, and again, we talked at the earlier part of the video, we had a guy just trade in his trailer that was just 6, 7, 8 months old because he had caught the mirrors and he saw this and he went, I got to have that. I think it's just, I don't know that I would ever own a trailer. If I order a trailer, it will always have this wider doors. Wider is better.
Right.
Wider is better.
Yeah, as we know, 6 inches can really go a long ways.
Another thing, thanks for sharing that, Ben. When it comes to height, so this is where we got to help you do some math. How tall is it inside?
90 inches.
90 inches inside.
Or 7'6".
So what ATC's done, I'm going to try to stand a little out of the wind right here. Maybe I'll go inside. It is really howling out there today. There's a slight internal beaver tail ramp right here, because you got to think about approach angles. When you come in with a vehicle and it comes up, having that little bit of beaver tail helps you get through this opening and hold that 90 inches all the way through the trailer, right? I find it extremely helpful on these very low cars.
Right.
Sometimes, like our GTs and stuff, we actually use race ramps on them.
Right.
But that's another reason I like that big jack on the front. A lot of times if we're loading a really low car, maybe we buy something somewhere and we weren't expecting it and I don't have my race ramps with me, I'll run that hydraulic jack down and go and go and go until I take all the spring lift off of my pickup, and that's just decreasing the load angle. And that's only possible by having these big jacks, this internal beaver tail. All of these things just take loading a vehicle and just make it awesomeness. I mean, I just love my trailer. Like, we own a golf course up in the mountains. We're riding lawnmowers back and forth. The other day we had a refrigerator strapped into the wall. You know what I mean? And just having that versatility is just, I don't know. I hope you can tell I'm excited to bring this out here, because I just think we crushed it with this trailer.
All right, awesome. So I think let's go ahead and close this up and let's show the interior of this thing, what makes it.
Right, there's one more thing though that I want to talk to you about when we get over here to the outside. I don't know if you remember, there's one thing that I really lobbied for to get ATC to do, is this generator compartment. So I run the little Honda suitcase generator, and I was continually putting it inside the trailer, having to ratchet strap it down, then drag it out. So we were able to get ATC on our Signature Series trailer to build us a little generator compartment for that little small Honda or the Yamaha suitcase style generator. You can just set it in there. When I get to an event, I set it on the ground. I have a little short cord that goes in there. And then I got 110 power here at the back of the trailer. I didn't show you that, but if you look right in here, we have 110 power here. We have 110 power up at the front of the trailer, 110 power out there on the outside of the trailer. So lots of options. But again, it's all about convenience. Like, I didn't really think about that when I ordered my first trailer, right? And now that becomes more important. Like, where do you put this dang generator? Especially people that are running with just 4 tie downs, which we're going to get going on that here in a minute. But yeah, let's button this thing up a little bit so we can talk better without the wind on us.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we've made it inside out of the wind. Hopefully it's not too bad of an echo chamber. Look, a lot of trailer companies out there build toolboxes, right? Nothing too out of the ordinary with them. Some things though that we went out of our way to do was to maximize space. So if you remember, outside we had the Honda, or a spot for your generator underneath there. We were able to get ATC to put a little bit larger storage space right here.
Yep.
Got standard slide out or drawers. Underneath here, I want to point out, There's a water connection in here. Also made it very easy to winterize this thing, right? So if you're in a colder climate,
easy to service the water pump.
Yep, it's all very easy. There's your hydraulic pump for the big hydraulic jack that we're running up underneath the front. And Ben, I know you're really passionate. You fought hard for the lithium batteries.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, most trailers, either one, they don't come with a battery. Or if they do, they come with the cheapest 12-volt battery known to man, like a lead acid that is, you know. And they don't come with a solar panel system. They don't come with a 50 amp service. So we said, let's get the best electrical package for a car hauler. So we have a 50 amp service. We also have two lithium batteries here. So a very upgraded system. And then I think maybe the biggest feature is we put a solar panel on the roof.
Right. And a lot of people watching this might say, man, I've gotten by all this time with my lead acid battery. And you sure can. But I'll guarantee you there's times you wish you had more battery, right? We want to take away all of those, you know, owning a trailer saying, man, I wish I had another battery. So the advantage, and I will tell you, and I was telling Ben off camera that, boy, if anybody has a trailer with an electric rack, invest in a solar panel. Continually, I park my trailer out of the way. The solar panel's keeping my batteries charged up. It's really nice to have that. Another thing, though, is you mentioned 50 amp service. We have an adapter to plug into 110. So whenever I'm near a building, I just plug my 110 extension cord in, and we've got it.
Right.
But the key takeaways on this is 2 lithium batteries,
right,
onboard charging system, onboard solar panel.
Right.
We haven't done any tests on how long you could run these LED lights, but it's forever. I do want to point out, though, it won't run the air conditioner. That's AC power only, because somebody's going to ask that.
Right, and a lot of our outlets, and we ordered this trailer with extra interior outlets as well, so you can charge devices, run a DeWalt charger, whatever have you, but those are on the shore power system, or, you know, if you have a generator.
Right, and some other things that we decided not to air on camera is that you know, for years I had a manufacturing company, Inventive Products, and we manufacture trailer accessories. And I had them guys build some products that are exclusive to IWS, aerosol can mounts that we think are absolutely game changers. But we're not going to show them to the public right now because we don't want our competitors seeing them. But if you as a customer want to reach out to us, we'd be glad to share some of that. And you can organize it. You'll see on my trailer how I have everything organized up here.
Absolutely. Yep. So extra LED light here for extra lighting.
And that's quite a substantial light.
Yeah, very good. This is a good spot for more helmet storage.
Hit the switch in there too.
Yep. We have shelf lighting in here. Thank you for pointing that out. Very nice. We love having the drawer system. We just wouldn't order.
No, you've got to have tools with you.
Yeah.
And on board, I like the power tank onboard air and all of that.
Right. Yep.
So now we get down here. We also installed a winch. You want to open that up, Ben?
Right. Yeah. So this is pretty cool. So this is a come up 5,000 pound electric winch. This is a really nice one that we put synthetic line on, and it actually has this system here so that you can get the, get it over.
Yeah, get the wire rope or the nylon line over to get it.
So that way it's not dragging on your floor and what have you. But not, especially for those barn finds, it's great to have a winch at your side.
Absolutely. Okay. Now we're going to get to the really kick-ass part of this trailer. And, a lot of my career was spent in the towing industry. And as a matter of fact, I asked a guy one time that was teaching me, I said, what qualifies you to teach me anything about securing a vehicle? And he says, well, quite simply, he has books about towing in the Congress, the Library of Congress. So he actually wrote a book, and I felt he was qualified, and he mentored me. I actually several years ago was inducted into the International Towing Hall of Fame. That's a plug for them. If you're ever in Chattanooga, Tennessee, make sure you support the towing industry, the Hall of Fame there. So I feel very qualified to talk about tying down vehicles. I was a wreck master instructor, traveled all over the United States instructing people. And it always boggled my mind. People would buy an enclosed trailer and there's 4 tie-down spots. And when you see us tying down some of these cars, it absolutely boggles my mind that people can actually tie down a car. Let alone, like, how do you tie down a motorcycle if you only have 4 tie downs? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. From when we first got on with ATC, the first trailers that I started having built for myself and for some of my friends consisted of lots of airline track, and each one of these has a purpose. I asked Ben to count up how many tie-down options you have in this trailer, and you told me
900.
There's 900 possible tie-down locations inside of our trailer. So I want to walk you through what the purpose of them is. In theory, this one we're going to use to tie down the front tire of a car. And as a matter of fact, I think right now I'd kind of like to pause and just do that and just show you as we progress through that. So we're going to take just a moment, go get some tie down straps, load them in here so we can talk about it, because the reason you buy a car trailer is to tie stuff down. And when we get done showing you all the possibilities of it, I think you're going to agree this is the best designed trailer in the world right now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a little diversion in this video and talk to you about why we like these outside tie-down straps, but we're going to do it in the center just to show you. Incidentally, you know, a friend of mine, Colin McLemore, owned this company called Max, and I think his tie-down webbing and his ratchet straps are just the absolute best out there.
And we're a dealer for Max tie-downs.
Yeah, we are. And a little thing that I do want to tell you about the towing industry is that, see these little orange sew marks? There's 2 rows of them. So generally accepted practice in the rigging industry is that each one of these, if there's 1 orange sew mark, it's generally 3,000 pounds per inch braking strength. Okay, so if this strap had 1 orange sew mark in it and it's 2 inches wide, the braking strength would be 6,000 pounds. 2 sew marks would be 12,000 pounds, right? Most cargo runs a 4-to-1 design factor, so they take 12,000 pounds as the braking strength, divide it by 4, and they say the working load limit is 3,000 pounds per strap. Okay, what we want to really get you to understand is learn from your rigging manufacturer what the working load limit of your strap is and don't exceed it. So the working load limit of this, let's just say it's 3,000 pounds times 4. We have a 12,000 pound working load limit. We're going to tie a 4,000 pound car down. We're really in good shape. Incidentally, I do want to talk about this flooring. So the early days, the ATC trailers I bought all aluminum floor, because in my mind, I want all aluminum. I'm going to wash it out. As I got older, my knees and crawling around on that aluminum flooring, I just didn't like it. I think it's a phenomenal floor and there's nothing wrong with getting it. But when I'm down tying down a car or working on it, laying on my side, looking for a tie down point, I really appreciate having this rubber coin flooring.
And Dad, just one thing I'll say too, why we went the black coin. So this is a fully insulated trailer, right? So we insulated the walls.
Right.
And we really think this floor also adds some insulation value as well. That aluminum floor was super cold and really hot.
It was, you're right. Yeah, the aluminum floor, when it was cold out, I'd get down on it and it was really cold. This has plywood underneath it, so we believe the insulation value is
right,
there.
and it's fully sealed. So this is a weather rated. You know what I mean? This floor is not designed to run out on you. This is a really high end floor from ATC.
Right. So this airline track we prefer over e-tracking. There's lots of connections, and we're going to show you some of the connectors as we go through it. But this is the max tie down method, or we use this to tie down the tires, and this is our 100% preferred method.
Yes.
Ben, go ahead and clip that in back there, and I'll show you how this works. I got to get this strap rotated around here. Okay, so you'll see these rubber blocks, and I don't know, Tim, if they can see it, but there's a little tit right there, or a little raised portion. And you use that to go right in the groove of the tire right there. And that holds the strap from coming off. And then what we do is, you'll see when we load that Daytona out there, it's really low balance, and it's really hard to get to access to it. So this connector snaps in right here. I'm going to go ahead and put my strap in it. And incidentally, you always want to make sure that you get a minimum of 2 complete revolutions around the strap to make sure that let me take this out and show you why. If you only get 1 revolution on this drum, I'll just go around like that. As you go down, it can slide just like it did right there. But if you get 2 full wraps on it, then the strap's not going to slide around the drum, because what everybody does is they pull the strap tight and then go to ratcheting. I want to encourage you to get in the habit of counting how many times this thing goes around. There's 1, 1.5. Now I'm on to 2. And now I'm going to strap this tire. Now I'm holding the car the way it was designed to go down the road, by the tires. My mentor always said, the tires of the car are like the soles of your feet, right? If I can hold the feet down, now the suspension can go through its normal work. You're not binding things. 100% the most preferred way. And I think the most secure and the easiest to do. But it only works if your track is in the right area. So what Ben and I did is we went through all of our cars and measured the track width of them. And we put these tracks at the width we felt would catch most car tire widths. Doesn't fit them all, but we feel the majority of them, this is the way you'll be able to tie down.
Yeah, we took an average of 60 different cars, right? And we really think it's just going to fit most everybody's needs.
Yep, absolutely.
But
so
if you have a specific need, we can add more track for your car, or, you know, custom order you something exactly for your stuff.
Yeah, like our Ford GT, we have a trailer that's very specific for hauling them, that we wanted everything just perfect.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Although this will work on the GT.
This one will work on the GT.
Yeah.
So if you had
so
GT,
that was part of the master plan,
there you go.
to make sure that it works on them.
Could you talk a little bit about why we want to protect the car from going forward or backwards or side to side, right? So that's why some of the airline track is way out wide.
Yeah, so let me grab a strap, just because I think I can better illustrate by that. So especially trying to, or like my side-by-sides and stuff, right? They're pretty wide. So if I tie down this way, I'm controlling forward and backwards, but the side to side, there is a little bit of strap movement in it, right?
Right.
But if I change my attack angle and get more like this, now I'm keeping it from going side to side as well as forward and backwards. Again, having a track way outboard, then one more inboard, and then one more in the center, gives you lots of options. I'll tell you why we put the one in the front. I like the 28-foot trailer. I haul a 4-door side-by-side up front and a 2-seater in the back. I needed tie downs way up front to be able to tie it down. This one I tie down right up to the winch mount right here.
Yep.
The other reason that I wanted that is I haul my Mini 50 a lot of times to the races, and I can haul it sideways here, you'll see we have this adapter that I think they call it a Pringle, that we can clamp in right there. I can put the front wheel of my mini bike there, and then I can go from here to here, here to here. I mean, I just get all these different tie down options. Pity on the poor guy that only has 4 D-rings. We don't even order them with D-rings like that.
Right.
That went out with wagon wheels.
Right. Well,
why are trailer companies still doing it? It just boggles my mind.
Yep.
Like how you tie cars down with just 4 D-rings in them.
Yep. And if you're a motorcycle guy too, a lot of trailers just have, you know, recessed motorcycle chocks. Well, you're stuck there. If one trip, you know, you're going to bring a car and a bike. If you use our airline track system and that Pringle there, there's just lots of ways to.
Well, and like the other day, we hauled lumber. So we were able to take a stack of lumber and put it right here and tie it down from here over. And then we had this side open for motorcycles.
Yeah.
People would say, well, I can strap all the way over it. Yeah, but then the boards in the side squirt out on you. Like all of these things, you're just like, I'm sorry, you know, like I told Ben, you don't have to watch this video, right? People are going to say worst hour I ever spent in my life, and that's fine. You don't have to watch it. But for those of us that are passionate about cars, doing things right, and looking for the best way to do things and enjoy the remainder of our life, we're really trying to get that across and share all the things. We haven't even begun to talk about the life track. You know, you can put this life track, or it comes standard on our trailers with these adapters. You can stand a ladder up here, ratchet it. You can move these guys around, have coat hooks. We got helmet racks. You can slide it all over. You can put, here's a jack mount to haul your jack.
Yep.
Or, you know, rather than ratchet strapping your jack to the floor, I have air tanks in mine over here. I got my nitrous bottles over there.
Yeah, and like our Uncle Nick, like the ATC Toy Hauler brand also has this life track, so you can use some of the furniture
out of your toy hauler would move right over.
Yeah, all these, if you have a couple different ATC trailers, it's all universal. So
the carpet up the side is just awesome. If a door here opens up and rubs this.
Adds a little bit of help for soundproofing.
Look at this strap holder right here. ATC, great idea. You can hook your straps on it, right? If I can get this thing to slide. And then you put it on here and then just pull it down. And the carpeting keeps the buckle from beating on the paint as you're traveling down the road. Well, Ben, I know we missed some things. Oh, LED light strips.
Yep, 2 powered roof vents as well.
To help get some air moving in here. Yeah. I also want to point out the insulation. Well, that only works if I have air conditioning. Bullshit. When it's 100 degrees outside, you're going to thank us because you got insulated walls.
Right, no doubt.
And it helps with soundproofing and just everything. But anyways, that kind of wraps up everything I wanted to talk about on the inside. Are you good?
Yep, I'm good. I think now it's time to go ahead and load some cars.
Well, let's go load some cars and show you why we validate everything we just talked about. All right, so we've got this car loaded, and as you could see as we were coming in, there wasn't a lot of room between the mirror and the support cables. And yeah, we can rotate the mirrors in, but these mirrors actually don't go in much. But if you could imagine if those were in 3 inches more, it's really challenging. The other thing is with the dual escape doors, now I'm going to open my door up. And now I have full access. Tim, if you could come around, I'm going to climb out of the car just normal. And then you can see, now I have full access to reach in here and secure the tires, which we're going to do. So I don't know how you would skinny yourself in, especially this car. And now this is a full custom carbon fiber car, and everything is wider than normal. But I wanted you to see, you know, what a really extreme case and how you could load it, where if you didn't have all of these things that we did, it would be very challenging, next to impossible, to haul a car like this. So let's get on with tying this thing down. Okay, as you can see, we've got this car cleated down to the track, and what I like about this side door right here is I'm able to reach in and ratchet strap it. And now I got the car fully secured. Even if I have to lean in and do some work back here, it sure beats the heck out of laying on the ground and rotating in the other way. This is, I think, as I said before, the absolute best way to secure this car. We're not attaching to the suspension. We're holding it by the tires. And it's only possible because we have this airline track in line with the tires. We're going to go ahead and do the other three and prepare this thing for transport. All right, well, those of you that have stuck with us so far on this video, hats off to you. You're clearly passionate about hauling cars and trailers and car culture. You're kind of our kind of people, because we can do this all day long, right, Ben?
That's right.
So we've had a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and do some other tie downs at the end of this video. So if you want to stay after this conclusion, we're going to tie down this F-250 we got, which has a Godzilla engine in it, by the way. My wife's GT500, and we're going to tie down that KTM in here just to show you some other options. Ben, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate, these trailers are for sale. We have them in inventory. We're really excited about them. I know you're probably wondering, this trailer as equipped is $63,000. And we can get it in any length that you're looking for. We are going to stock 24 foot and 28 because those are our favorite sizes. But if you need a custom length, we can make that happen too in this same exact package.
Right, but I just want to tell you the prices are fluctuating, as everybody knows, in America today, but that's the price as of today.
Exactly.
Which I think is an incredible value on it. I also do want to point out, I hope you guys like how we tied this car down, and you can see how we've got all 4 tires tied down and it's ready to go. But before we conclude, I just want to thank you for following us. For those of you that don't know, we're a really small company. Typically we have 2 salespeople, sometimes 3 if I'm filling in as the B team. We're in a very small town in Mountain Home, Idaho, and we really appreciate each and every sale because you're just putting people back to work. You can help us a lot. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, leave comments, hopefully good comments. It really helps keep us motivating. And with that, I hope to see you out on the road. Okay, here we are at the bonus section of our video where we're going to talk a little bit more about attachment points and tying and load securement. So we'll start off with this pair link and how it attaches into the airline track. So this guy, the manufacturer we buy it from, rates it in 5,000 pounds in a vertical pull. It has this little spring clip right here, so you can just place it wherever you want it, lock it in, and you have an attachment point. You can lift this little bracket up and slide it, or you can pick it up and move it to the next track. So this is probably our, well, not probably, this is your primary attachment point for tying down. You may noticed earlier in the video, I think I actually have one down here, some of the ratchet straps that we sell have that attachment point right in it, built in. I tend to like, I got one right here, this one with this connector in it. I find it a little more handy, and then I can just snap it into a pair link. We also have these little circle attachments, and these are rated at 1,000 pounds in a vertical pull. I use the heck out of these for tying down motorcycles. They snap into the other railing that we have throughout the trailer. Great for tying down generators, fuel jugs, air tanks, and things like that. I run with about 15 or 20 of these in my trailer, and I have about 10 or 12 of these in my trailer. Next thing we're going to talk about is ways to tie down. So we've loaded this Mustang in here, narrower of course than the Daytona we just loaded. Still a great candidate to tie down over the tires, and that would be my preferred method. However, this has a big long structural member underneath it, so I'm going to go ahead and go around it with this guy. And just to give you a close-up, I'm just going to reach in with this snap. We're going to snap it in, and this is going to go around that weldment or that cross member underneath there, and we're going to tie it down with this. Another option, and it's a really viable option, I love these wool strap protectors from Max, and they're velcroed, so you can open them up, and we'll get a close-up of this. So I can open this guy up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my strap right in there like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and fold this guy up. Whoops. Fold my Velcro over. And then I'm going to attach this. Close it up. And then once I get this guy all closed up, now I have a really nice strap protector. And what I'm going to do with this guy, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on. I won't bore you while I struggle and put it on. This is going to go right through the slot in the rim, and then we're going to come back and tie it down. I will tell you that whenever possible, I like to go to the inside and out with this cleat. So be thinking ahead on how you tie down, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to show you how to tie down by the rims. We're also going to show you how to tie down if you have a structural cross member in it or a solid axle, okay? All right, so here we are. I've showed you two different alternative methods of tying this car down. Well, actually, there's three really good viable ones. One, over the tire. Two, through the rim like we've done. And, you know, when it comes to the rim, you've got to make a decision whether or not you feel you have it adequately protected so it doesn't scratch the rim. It's just another option. Another option is to tie down to the cross member like we've done. It's a very secured part of the car. There's also tie down slots in the frame, but I'm going to really just focus on this. The one thing that I like about how we have both of these tied is we're low, especially this A-arm one, or not A-arm, excuse me, don't tie to the A-arms. With it tied down like that, as the car moves, the strap goes like this and it doesn't loosen. When you start pulling down on suspension components and you're pulling straight down, and every time the car hits the bump, you're just loading the strap up, you'll feel the car go in the back bouncing. And there is a big potential for this to disconnect as it's coming down and jumping back up. So always try to keep a nice flat angle on your tie downs. Don't be pulling stuff straight down so you can prevent this. The other problem is pulling down on the suspension is just a bad idea, especially if your car has onboard air ride. You'll pull it down, the air ride's going to kick on, and it could burn up the air ride motors. I know of cases where the pump just ran and ran and ran, and it caught on fire and burnt the car down inside the trailer. So make sure you're using common sense on that. And the tie down on the back is the absolute same way. The big thing is to notice is see all these tie down options, especially this one. I'm able to get the ratchet strap out in front of it where I could just stand right here in the doorway, operate the ratchet strap. I don't have to crawl around. I was able to reach under there from here. All of these little things is really the passion and the theory behind what we did on our Signature Series trailer. So we're going to go ahead and unload this car. And we're going to load that F-250, and then right behind it, we're going to load a motorcycle. Okay, as you can see, we got this pickup in here. We did have to remove the spare tire. A couple things I want to caution you about oversized pickups like this one is make sure you have plenty of room so that as the suspension goes up and down, you're not hitting the top of the roof. I know that from experience. Also note with a lifted that you got to pre-plan your exit. I was able to get out the door, but it wasn't as much room as one would like. But as you can see with the dual entry doors, I was able to ratchet it down. On this one, we used this tie down track. On the other side, we went to the outside just to show you could change the veer angles. But I hope you notice as we're progressing through these videos, we're always using a different location to tie the vehicle down. So now it's off to the KTM and get it tied down. That guy goes there. Goes down through there. Gonna hook that guy on there. Well, we made it through tying down our 69 Carbon Daytona, 67 GT500 Mustang. What else? Oh, 78 F250 pickup, and now a KTM 350 motorcycle. As you can see, I think people call these a Pringle. I had that one laying around and modified it to go on the floor, but I know you can buy these wheel stops on Amazon that fit the airline track. And literally, if we go on a big ride, you can put bikes in backwards and you can just get multiple motorcycles in here. As I mentioned, I haul my Mini 50 sideways up in the front. Again, all kinds of tie down options. I would normally put a strap on the back of this too to keep the back of it from jumping around on us, but lots and lots of tie down options. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a long day for us. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you out on the road.